Hare Krishna. Welcome to this episode of Studying Vaiṣṇava Songs. And in today's episode, we will be looking at a very unique song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Boro, Sukher, Khabor Gai. This shows the happiness of a Vaishnava. Right, so we will quickly go to the song, and after that we will continue with the explanation. So this shows the happiness of a Vaishnava on how the Sankirtan movement, when it spreads, the Vaishnavas become very happy. Right? So we'll quickly do the song and then we will study it. Boro Sukher Khabor Gai, 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 Surabhi kunjete namer haat khuleche, Surabhi kunjete namer haat khuleche, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Boro mojar kotha tai, Boro mojar kotha tai, Boro mojar kotha tai, Boro mojar kotha tai, Shraddha mulye shuddha naam, se haate te bikar, Shraddha mulye shuddha naam, se haate te bikar, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Jata bhakta vrindavasi, Jata bhakta vrindavasi, Jata bhakta vrindavasi, Jata bhakta vrindavasi, Adhikari dekhe naam, beche darakasi, Adhikari dekhe naam, beche darakasi, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Jadi naam kinbe bhai, Jadi naam kinbe bhai, Jadi naam kinbe bhai, Jadi naam kinbe bhai, Amar sange chalo mahan janer kache jay, Amar sange chalo mahan janer kache jay, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Tumi kinbe Krishna naam, Tumi kinbe Krishna naam, Tumi kinbe Krishna naam, Tumi kinbe Krishna naam, Dasturi loibo ami purna hobe kaam, Dasturi loibo ami purna hobe kaam, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Boro Dayal Nityananda, Boro Dayal Nityananda, Boro Dayal Nityananda, Boro Dayal Nityananda, Shraddha matra loye den Paramananda, Shraddha matra loye den Paramananda, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, Khodoni tai, देख ले चक्षे जाल, एक बार देख ले चक्षे जाल, एक बार देख ले चक्षे जाल, एक बार देख ले चक्षे जाल। गौर बोले निताय देन सकला संभाल, गौर बोले निताय देन सकला संभाल। खद निताय, खद निताय, खद निताय, खद निताय। देन शुद्ध कृष्ण शिक्षा, देन शुद्ध कृष्ण शिक्षा, देन शुद्ध कृष्ण शिक्षा, देन शुद्ध कृष्ण शिक्षा। जाति धन विद्या बल ना करे अपेक्षा, जाति धन विद्या बल ना करे अपेक्षा। खद निताय, खद निताय, खद निताय, खद निताय। अमनि छाड़े माया जाल, अमनि छाड़े माया जाल, अमनि छाड़े माया जाल, अमनि छाड़े माया जाल। गृहे थाको वने थाको ना थाके जंजाल, गृहे थाको वने थाको ना थाके जंजाल। खद निताय, खद निताय, खद निताय, खद निताय। আর নাই কো কালের ভয়, আর নাই কো কালের ভয়, আর নাই কো কালের ভয়, আর নাই কো কালের ভয়। আচণ্ডালে দেন নাম নিতাই দয়াময়, আচণ্ডালে দেন নাম নিতাই দয়াময়। খদ নিতাই, খদ নিতাই, খদ নিতাই, খদ নিতাই। ভক্তি বিনোদ ডাকে কয়, ভক্তি বিনোদ ডাকে কয়, ভক্তি বিনোদ ডাকে কয়, ভক্তি বিনোদ ডাকে কয়। নিতাই চরণ বিনা নাহি আশ্রয়, নিতাই চরণ বিনা নাহি আশ্রয়। খদ নিতাই, 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 খদ Alright. Hare Krishna. I was a bit delayed actually today. 1 second. Okay. So this is a very important song. I'll just move it here. Boro Sukher Khabor guy. Boro Sukher. Very happy. Very Khabor. Khabor means news. Guy means I'm singing. I'm singing a very happy piece of news. So that's the whole thing. So Boro means great. So actually it is Bada, B-A-D-A. So that is the pronunciation. I think the way it is written in the Roman transliteration, the original way is B-O-R and top of the R there is a dot and then O, but I think we don't follow that much. It comes as Boro, but actually it's Bada. Bada means big. Bada Sukher Khabor guy. So in the grove of Navadvip named Surabhi Kunj, Namerhat, the marketplace of the holy names, Khule Ache, is opened up. Khoda Nitai, Lord Nityananda is himself the owner and manager. So I am singing the news of great happy tidings. Lord Nityananda himself has opened a marketplace of the holy name in Surabhi Kunj. So before we go further, we will say our Mangalacharan prayers and then start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is the happiness. This song signifies the happiness of a Vaishnava. What makes a Vaishnava actually happy? Now, he is always happy, Vaishnava. Naivo dvije paraduratya vaitaranyastvad gayana mahamritamagna chittaha shoche tato vimukachetasa indriyartha maya sukhaya bharamudvahato vimudhan. 7943 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj, a perfect Vaishnava, he is saying, O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence. Prahlad Maharaj has zero fear for material existence. Why? He is so proud? How can he be so, audacious to say that? No. For wherever I stay, I am fully absorbed in thoughts of your glories and activities. So, he is saying this to Narasimhadev. So, because of you, I am confident nothing will happen in Maya for me. So, as long as we are Krishna conscious, And Krishna conscious means Shravan Kirtan process. If you are engaged in Shravan Kirtan, and automatically all the other aspects of devotional service will come in. Automatically. So if we are engaged in Krishna consciousness, then there is nothing to fear in Maya. The confidence does not come from oneself, but because of Krishna. But for that, one must execute devotional service strongly, without any gap, without any interruption. Apratihata. It has to be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. You see, just go there and come back here. So this is Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje ahaitukya pratihata yayatma suprasidati. See, apratihata means unbroken, as you can see here. Unbroken. The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service under the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. No. In order to be happy in Krishna consciousness, we have to have our service unmotivated. What are the motives that usually come with bhakti? So, Krishna explains in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arto Artharthi Jignasur Jnani Bharatarshapha. So, these 4 kinds of basic entrance motivations. What are they? One comes to devotional service because of either of these 4 conditions, if he is a pious person, a man with a pious background. So, Artha, distress, any distress. And then Artharthi, those who want money, wealth, they come to Krishna. They may come to, they may go to any place. They may go to some business conference for money, or they may go to some money making lecture, something, money making scheme, some MLM. They can go anywhere, or they can go to some Baba, Tantric Baba, or they can go to they may buy a book on how to become rich, whatever. But those who are pious, they will come to Krishna. Those who are not so pious, they will go to all these other things, according to the degree of his piety. If he is a little bit less pious, actually very much less pious, then he goes to the demigods. If he even almost 0 credits of piety, he will go to all other sources, and if complete ignorance, he will go to tantric and all other things, or these criminal activities like robbing or looting or this kind of things. So those who are pious background, they will come when they have distress or in need of money, or when they are inquisitive, or he is a jnani, that means at least he is impersonal realized, but still he wants, if he is pious enough, he may contact Krishna or his devotees. And in this way they enter into the field of devotional service. So those are the initial motives. Now, definitely, Kleshagni, one of the aspects of devotional service is that Kleshagni, first thing is we get away, or we get relieved of our klesha, of our troubles in this material world immediately. Susukham kartum avyam pratyakshaavagamam dharmyam, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9.2. So this devotional service is pratyakshaavagamam dharmyam. We can see the result immediately. It's not that, when I'm liberated I'm going to see. No. Why are we staying in Krishna consciousness? Because we have got some taste, although it is very feeble at this point. Nowhere compared to Rupa Goswami's taste of wanting millions of tongues and all that. We're not there. But we have got some taste at least. And that taste is sufficient to keep us going here for the whole life. If one is, of course, if he doesn't commit offenses. If he commits offenses, then there'll be a lot of obstacles. But in either case, in the starting itself, we can see. Just a second. Okay. So in the starting itself, we can see there is a very profound effect of chanting on our life. So that is pratyakshaavagamam dharmyam, kleshagni. The troubles, first of all, go far away. In fact, not go far away. Gni means kill. Troubles will be killed. So that is, that is actually, pushing us even further. So that is a slight motive. We want to be happy here. So in the beginning, we want to get happiness, and that's how we enter. And even when we enter, we will still be driven because we want happiness ultimately. Even in devotional service, we want to be happy. But the gopis showed that, they, are not interested in themselves being happy primarily. They want Krishna to be primarily happy, and they want the secondary happiness, second-hand happiness. So that second-hand happiness, usually in this material world, anything second-hand means it's already used, and it's not in as good condition as it was when it was brand new. But in devotional service, there is slight lack of sync between audio and video. Absolutely, on my side, there is no problem. I do not know why. Rohit Singh is asking, is this live? Yes, we are live. I do not know why is not in sync, because my side it's absolutely faultless. Anyway, I can't do much about it. I can just continue. So, where were we? I forgot. So, anyway, so this thing, we in devotional service, we have to be completely unmotivated. To completely. Okay, Vrinda Gupta Mataji is saying it is in sync, Prabhuji. Alright, thank you. So, in devotional service, we have to be unmotivated. So, in the beginning, there are these motives. So, when one enters into the devotional service, we still want happiness. We want to be happy in the process. And Krishna does give us that happiness to keep us motivated. But then eventually tests will come. Tests will come. And if you see all the great devotees, they undergo tests which are, like Prahlad Maharaj, what he went through, what Pandavas went through. Every devotee, there will be Krishna will be testing them. Of course, for those kind of devotees, there are no tests. Those kind of seeming tribulations are only ways in which Krishna glorifies the devotees. Okay, for an advancing devotee, there will be tests. There will be tests. For a person just entering devotional service, Krishna inspires him. He inspires him. Even small things, seem very inspiring for somebody who's starting out. Then, once he gets inspired and gets into it, and then Krishna will, eventually, according to the degree of his surrender, he will put forward tests. In fact, Maya does this, but so that is for an advancing devotee. There will be degrees of tests. As one goes further and further, his tests also will be more and more intense. But the thing is that because of one's strength in devotional service, one will be able to pass the test if he is sincere. Now, advancing devotee, there are tests. Now, advanced devotees, those who are already in the Mahabhagavat stage, Uttama Adhikari stage, what about them? Why would Krishna test them? Because they are already beyond all tests. No, Krishna does not test them. Krishna uses those situations to just bring out the absolute glory of those devotees. It's just for glorification of the devotees. So that's why, we don't understand sometimes Krishna's plan. Hey, why this is happening to an advanced devotee? I'll show you. We have seen Haridas Thakur, how much pain. Beating in 22 marketplaces, and Prahlad Maharaj, what he went through. Jesus Christ, what he went through. You see 3:16:37 in the purport. So here Brahma is telling the demigods, I guess. I think this is this is when the Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were going to take birth. So, you see here, Brahma is saying to the demigods, my dear sons, the Lord is the controller of the three modes of nature and is responsible for the creation, preservation and dissolution of the universe. His wonderful creative power, Yogamaya, cannot be easily understood even by the masters of yoga. that most ancient person, the personality of Godhead, will alone come to our rescue, what purpose can we serve on his behalf by deliberating on the subject? Now, sometimes we get into this analysis of events and cause and effect of various things, occurrences in the material world, and our calamities that we may be undergoing or whatever. But honestly, here Brahma is saying, what purpose can we serve on his behalf by deliberating on the subject? The cause and effect of this material world is very, very hard to discern what is actually true, what is not true. The Lord alone knows everything, and if there is any troublesome situation, a devotee does not waste time investigating the matter so much, but just surrenders to the Lord and just engages in his glorification. And the Lord has full control, and he just depends on the Lord. So anyway, you see purport. Prabhupada is saying something important. When something is arranged by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything is arranged by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but sometimes his plans are understandable to an extent, but sometimes his plans cannot be understood. When something is arranged by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one should not be disturbed by it, even if it appears to be a reverse according to one's calculations. For example, sometimes we see that a powerful preacher is killed, or sometimes he is put into difficulty, just as Haridas Thakur was. He was a great devotee who came into this material world to execute the will of the Lord by preaching the Lord's glories. But Haridas was punished at the hands of the Qazi by being beaten in 22 marketplaces. Similarly, Lord Jesus Christ was crucified, and Prahlad Maharaj was put through so many tribulations. The Pandavas, who were direct friends of Krishna, lost their kingdom, wife was insulted, and had to undergo many severe tribulations. Seeing all these reverses affect devotees, one should not be disturbed. One should simply understand that in these matters there must be some plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Bhagavatam's conclusion is that a devotee is never disturbed by such reverses. He accepts even reverse conditions as the grace of the Lord. One who continues to serve the Lord even in reverse conditions is assured that he will go back to Godhead, back to the Vaikuntha planets. Lord Brahma assured the demigods that there was no use in talking about how the disturbing situation of darkness was taking place, since the actual fact was that it was ordered by the Supreme Lord. Brahma knew this because he was a great devotee. It was possible for him to understand the plan of the Lord. See how this is very important. Even in reverse conditions, continues to serve the Lord. Like Parikshit Maharaj, he was a perfect king, perfect Vaiṣṇava, saw the Lord even in the womb, and was ruling the entire planet according to the perfect principles of a Vaiṣṇava. Everything was going good, but suddenly he was cursed, and 7 days left for a perfectly healthy person. I mean, even if we get a notice of some deadly disease, it would be some few months left. But such a perfectly healthy person with complete youthful power and family and unrivaled kingdom, suddenly he's going to die within 7 days. That's a huge calamity for not only himself but for the whole world, because with his departure Kali just entered this world. So he was that powerful that he could check the progress or the entrance of Kali, and he was finished with how such a almost silly reason. And it was like, what is this, that powerful a king and just being cursed by a boy, this is very foolish, this is very silly, petty. Yes. And Parikshit Maharaj, mind you, he already was saved by the Lord without even him calling on the Lord, even in the womb. Now, if he would have called the Lord when he was cursed, definitely the Lord would have come to help him and save him again. But Parikshit Maharaj, unmotivated, ahai took it. He just took it. Alright, this is Krishna's plan. He was not bewildered. How can it happen to me? I'm a great devotee. I know I'm ruling this world. What will happen to this world? Krishna is running. As long as it's within my power, I will serve the Lord by ruling this planet in Krishna consciousness. But when the Lord wants to take it away from me, who am I to stop and who am I to protest? So, although he was very, very particular that Kali should not enter at any time, he took great care. The slightest or hint, the slightest hint of Kali's entry, he already curbed it. That means how concerned he was about everything, almost micromanaging type. But when he was given 7 days, he was renounced as if it did not ever belong to him, the whole world. He said, thank you. He gave a garland to that person who gave that news. Because the messenger came and said, he was terrified. He did not know how to present this news, such a horrible news. And he was very, fearing. And I have a bad news for you, Your Majesty. What happened? Oh, I do not know how to tell. No, tell. Then, this boy has cursed that you have to die in 7 days by a bite of a snake bird. Really? Oh, all right. Thank you. Very good news. 7 days I have. Okay, that's the end of my... Immediately. Not that, he was holding on to his kingdom and, holding on to the doctors and, calling on Vishnu. Please come, you saved me once, save me again. Nothing. Not a single plea, not a single confusion in his mind. Completely clear on what he has to do. Immediately left everything and went to Ganga, bank of the Ganga. And he did not even plan to meet Shukadeva Goswami. Okay, Shukadeva Goswami, I'm coming there, you also come there, let's meet. No phone, nothing. He just went, depending on the Lord. And the Lord arranged Shukadeva Goswami to come there at the same time. And then there was this spotless discussion. The perfect death one could ever imagine. The perfect transfer from this world happened on the bank of the Ganga. So Vaiṣṇava, he is not attached to anything. He may be very careful in what he is doing in his service. But when the Lord, wills that, okay, this time's up for you. All right. Whatever is the will of the Lord. Of course, the Vaiṣṇava is concerned that, that everything will, run in the... But what can he do when he is asked to leave? Or when he has to leave, the time has come to leave. After that, who's going to be responsible? Krishna's responsibility. Of course, the disciples should, for a guru, the disciples should carry on. But whether they will carry on or not, who knows? So Krishna says, yada, what is that? Evam parampara praptam imam rajarsho vidu sakalineha mahata yogo nashtaha parantapa. This parampara was broken eventually. Although it was carefully being passed down, at one time it was broken. Who took the responsibility of reviving it? Krishna. So, we don't need to think too far ahead. What we need to think, of course we should think, but the best thing we can do about the future is execute our service perfectly in the present. Future we have no control. Present, whatever control we do have, whatever control Krishna has invested us in and invested us with, we have to use that in Krishna's service diligently. Then everything else will be taken care of. So Vaiṣṇava is always happy, no matter what condition comes. So Naivodvija Paraduratya Vaitaranyas Tadvirgana Mahamritamagna Chittaha. Because I am always glorifying you, Krishna. Krishna and his glories are non-different. So when one is glorifying Krishna, one is with Krishna. So he is happy because he is with Krishna. My concern, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, is only for the fools and rascals who are making elaborate plans for material happiness and maintaining their families, societies and countries. I am simply concerned with love for them. This is the anxiety of a Vaiṣṇava. Although the Vaiṣṇava is completely happy, he is filled with unlimited anxiety due to the unlimited number of souls who are wasting their time and suffering in this material world. Now Subala Prabhu is saying 1740 purport shows how Arjuna was tested. Okay, it's tested by Krishna. 17. Sudha Goswami says, although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, encouraged Arjuna to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna, a great soul, did not like the idea of killing him, although Ashwathama was a heinous murderer of Arjuna's family members. So again, this is very nice. Lord Sri Krishna put to test many of his pure devotees just to magnify the sense of duty. So all pure devotees come out successful in the respective tests by the Lord. So, the Lord does many things when He tests a pure devotee. He glorifies the devotee by showing His resilience and His strength in His faith in Krishna. Not just faith, I mean His adherence to Krishna. And not only that, we can understand a sense of duty, what to do, what not to do, when we are all fine. But when things go bad, can we still do with as cool a head as we had where there was no such emergency situation? So how do pure devotees behave in that way, in those situations? Because sometimes, it will bewilder our consciousness. So when the devotees do, completely follow the principles of Krishna consciousness, that will inspire other devotees. And he has done that even in that situation. Okay, I also should do. Mine is a much lesser situation. So in that way we are inspired. So magnify the sense of duty and also magnify the glory of the devotees. So in this way. So the anxiety of a Vaiṣṇava is that he is anxious for the people in general. Now, today's song is coming from that. So, Boro Sukher Khabor Boro Sukher Khabor Gai. I am singing great news. There is excellent news. What is that? Surabhi kunjete namer haat khule che. Khoda nitai. Khoda means, I think, the boss, manager or whatever. I think somebody asked what is Khoda. That's how I understand. Here it's mentioned Khoda Nitai. Lord Nityananda is himself the owner and manager. So, what is that? I am singing news of great happy tidings. Lord Nityananda himself has opened a marketplace of the holy name in Surabhi Kunja. Now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur in this song has adopted a very nice metaphor to describe the great mercy of Lord Nityananda and the Harinam Sankirtan movement. So he resorted to the analogy of a business. So in another song, Narottam Das Thakur says, Goloker Prema Dhana Harinam Sankirtana. So this Goloker Prema Dhana, Dhan means treasure, is great commodity. There is a great valuable commodity that has been imported. Now, there is an import-export business everywhere, right? Countries do import-export. Now, this is an import-export business between spiritual and material worlds. Not like, India, Russia, India, America, or China, Pakistan, or whatever. These kinds of trade is going on, import-export, or whatever. But not between country to country. Here is an import-export business between spiritual and material worlds. So the import is the holy name into this material world, and the export is liberated souls who take shelter of that name and exporting back to the spiritual world. So there is an import-export business going on of Lord Krishna. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya shuddhushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Dharma samsthapanarthaya. So to establish the principles of religion, Krishna comes every time. His business is to somehow bring out souls and liberate them and take them back to spiritual world. So there is this huge, massive import-export business going on. And the plan for this business is so massive. If you see, we have gone through the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, second chapter. You go and read. It's actually explaining the third chapter of Adilila. The external reasons for the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You see there how anxious the Lord is and how great arrangement. And even you see when Krishna comes himself, how the arrangement, he asks all the demigods to take respective positions and everything. There's a huge plan, massive plan. In fact, this entire material world is a massive plan to reform all the conditioned souls. So that missionary activity is described in this song in the form of a trade, a business. So now, Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has brought this Golokera Prema Dhana Harinam Sankirtanam. The valuable, the extreme is, all these words fall way short. Extremely, valuable commodity of love of Godhead. That is a very understatement. Extremely valuable. How valuable? Worth $50 billion? You can't put a price tag. So, unlimited treasure, love of Godhead. And that treasure is there in the Golok Vrindavan planet, the highest planet in the spiritual world. And Harinama Sankirtana, that descended in this material world in the form of the holy name, the Sankirtan movement, the holy names of Krishna. And in this import business, now you can have the supply, you can have the manufacturer, you're willing to supply the product, but you need to have, a trade. A distribution center. Distribution center where warehouse, and then we will need to have retail shops so that it goes to the end consumer of any product, right? You need to have this whole supply chain, and there are many people who play a part in this. So there's the manufacturer, and then there is the distributor, and then the shipping agency or whatever, and then the transport and everything is included there. And then those distributors, they distribute to many retail locations, and then the retail locations then sell to the end consumer. And if the retail locations, if you can have them in as many places as possible, then the outreach to the public is more, right? So we have convenience stores. So in the convenience stores, we get whatever product, or toothbrush or toothpaste or whatever. So it is reaching end consumer, but it's a huge supply chain. So here also such supply chain is being described. So Harinam Sankirtan, the holy names of Krishna, are descending from the spiritual world into this material world, and Nityananda Prabhu now has opened the marketplace of the holy name. Now he is selling the holy name. What is this selling holy name? How can you sell? Let's see what happens. So there's a great news. They are selling. Just like, however, whatever is the merit of the so-called vaccine that was produced, I don't have much faith in that. But the thing is, when the pandemic happened, everybody was locked down. Everybody was waiting for vaccine. Vaccine means, okay, now we are safe. Of course, it proved that it was not safe. People still got COVID and all that, and also people even died. There were adverse reactions from the vaccine. There were people who died of COVID even after vaccine. All kind of things happened, and people who did not get the vaccine, also many of them, nothing much happened. So all kind of things happen. So whatever it is, that is, in the material world everything is imperfect. But spiritual, at least the mood of people was that when the vaccine was going to come out, oh, this is going to be the savior, and when the vaccine rolled out, yes, there are so many people who rushed. Happy news, because there's some product which is going to solve all our problems. At least that was the mindset at the time. But here is a real vaccine and real medicine all in one. Bhavaushadhi. Bhavaushadhi means, the Aushadhi means medicine, and this is to cure this material life, the suffering, material suffering. What is that? This glorification of the Lord. So I am singing news of great happy tidings. What is that? Lord Nityananda himself has opened a marketplace of the holy name in Surabhi Kunjo. This is in Navadvip. So there is a marketplace that's opened with the holy name. Boro majar kotha taye, shraddha mulya shuddhanam se hate tib bikaye. Now he is selling. Marketplace means selling. It's not a charity. He did not say charitable home. No, he said marketplace. Because actually, it is a market. There is some trade-off we have to do. Charity means fully. Namo Mahavadanya, there is charity actually, yes. But still you have to pay a price. So what is that price? We will see now. Boro majar kotha taye. Boro majar kotha. Story of the amusing affairs taking place. Maja aa gaya. In Hindi we say maza aa gaya. Macha means, it's, I enjoyed it thoroughly, kind of. So, Boro Majar Kothata hai. Story of the amusing affairs taking place. Great things are happening in this marketplace. Advocating. Like when you have this Apple, hey, Apple has launched the next phone, come, let's go. Like that. Here, Boro Majar Kothata, getting everybody to, So this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying to others, that Nityananda Prabhu has opened this marketplace and great things are happening there, beautiful stories are happening. What is happening? Shraddha Mulye. So he is selling the holy name. What is the price? For the price of one's faith. If one has faith in the holy name, he is selling it. Take. You have faith? Okay, take. That faith is the price. She Hatete Bikai sells. So the news of its great results is that he is selling the pure holy name in that marketplace for the price of only one's faith. Very cheap sale, cheap. All this clearance sale. It's like clearance sale now. Because what happens? When does clearance sale happen? Now, if you have people who understand the value of the product and they are willing to pay the price, high price. Now, love of God, it is the greatest treasure. Now, if in the Krita Yuga and the Satya Yuga, they knew the value of that, and they paid the price with, immense austerities for thousands of years. They were willing. So, okay, since people were paying the price, all right, it was put at that price. Now, this Kali Yuga is so bad, product is valuable, no takers. You already opened a shop, you have so much goods in the shop, and then nobody is buying. What to do? Clearance sale. Because you have to give out. And what? Okay, at least I will not, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I don't know if somebody can help me with this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I think that verse is there, where he says, oh, I have come with so much. Oh yeah, when he comes to Kashi, I think, Varanasi, then he says, I have come with so much wealth of the Krishna Prem, but there are no takers. There is some verse like that. And how can I take back all these things? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, can we find that? I think it's in the Varanasi when he goes, I think Adalila, when before he meets Prakashananda Saraswati, he's with Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar Acharya. There, I think he says, I think with Tapan Mishra or somebody, he says this. Adalila chapter 9 maybe, I don't know, 8, 9, somewhere around there. So, if somebody can help me with that, we will see that. That is very, very instructive. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, I have come with so much commodity of love of Godhead, but there are nobody who is taking it. And I can't take this all back now. Of course, Krishna can take it back, but this is His mercy. And just like if a businessman, if a retail shop, he has ordered from the supply, his distributor, his vendor, that okay, I'll order say 50,000 pieces of iPhone, and he takes it with full confidence that the people will buy. They'll pay the price and buy, but nobody is buying. So many months have passed, nobody buy. Okay, what to do now? I can't return it to the vendor. Okay, I'll just sell it at whatever, recover my losses at least. If I don't make profit, at least my losses I will cut down. Price of only one's faith. Shraddha Mulye Shuddhanam. Say hatete bikai. Bikai means sell. Jata bhakta brinda bashi adhikari dekhe naam becha darakasi. Jata, all bhakta brinda, assembly of devotees waiting, bashi means sitting and waiting. Adhikari, those having the right to possess, dekhe, he looks and examines, naam beche, sells the holy name, daro, the price, kasi, enforcing his fixed price. Fixed price, sir. No more going down. What is the fixed price? As if it's like very high. No, only faith. This is almost zero. So Lord Nityananda, the proprietor of the market, seeing all the devotees become attracted, is selling them the holy name after bargaining with them. He is bargaining. So if somebody is, okay, I don't want, I'm going. No, okay, come. What price you want? Okay, just faith, take. You have seen this, happening in bargaining. So those who are expert in bargaining, They will go to a shop and what? How much is this? Some say 500 rupees in India. What is this? No, 250. No, sir, 350. The guy will say 350. No. 250 means 250. Actually, I saw once. He said, what? 500 rupees. We bought something for 60 rupees. Flute. Yeah, he was selling us flute in Vrindavan. So, Prahlad Prabhu and myself, we were there in Vrindavan that time. So he came to us, one guy, selling flutes. He said, so he played something, and Prahlad Prabhu asked how much? 500 rupees. 50 rupees enough. Huh? No. Okay, for 300. 200 rupees already less. And no, 50 is enough, otherwise we're going. Okay, 150. From 500 to 150 already. No, I don't want. It's okay, I don't want. I actually don't want your flute, but since you're selling, okay, I thought of supporting you, but you're ripping me off, so it's okay. 50. No, okay, 60. We all laugh. Okay, take 60 and take the flute. So like that, nobody is willing to pay any price. Okay. But when they become attracted, of course, what is still price is what? That's Shraddha Mulya. Now, the thing is, according to one's faith, Yadrishi Shraddha Siddhir Bhavati Tadrishi. You know this verse? It's like Ye Yatha Mam Prapadyante Tams Tathaiva Bhajamyaham. Similar verse in Brahma Samhita 561. See here. Yadrishi Shraddha Siddhir Bhavati Tadrishi. The realization will correspond to the nature of one's faith. So Shraddha Mulya Shuddhanam Sehati Bikai. This Shraddha, if one has more Shraddha, he gets to delve more into the Shuddhanam in the Harinam. And the one who has less Shraddha, he will get the Harinam, but he cannot enter more. He cannot advance more in the chanting of the holy name. So according to one's Siddhi means perfection, realization. Yadrishi, as much as Shraddha, Siddhir Bhavati Tadrishi. Correspondingly, one will get perfection. So one will become as perfect as proportional to one's faith. So Shraddha Mulya means, according to one's faith, one will become perfect. He is giving the same Harinam. According to your faith, you will get the result. Just like nowadays, some people, they sell courses. They sell course. This course will transform your business or your copywriting skills or your video editing skills. Any course, like even in school, the teacher is teaching the same thing, but different students get different grades. Why one is A and one is topper, one is last, bottomer? Why? Because how much seriously they took it. So that is the only similar, same thing here also, same concept. So nobody found that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. Let's see. I think this was just before he was called, I think. One second. Give me a few moments here. This is a very interesting thing, Krishna. So, I don't know. You see here also. You see, in distributing love of Godhead, you say patra patra. This is actually a very important verse. Patra patra vicharana hi nahi sthana sthan, jai jaha paye taha kore prema dan. In distributing love of Godhead, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates did not consider who was a fit candidate and who was not, nor where such distribution should or should not take place. They made no conditions. Wherever they got the opportunity, the members of the Panchatattva distributed love of Godhead. It is very important. Patra patra, what is it? Vicharana hi. Patra patra vicharana hi, nahi sthana sthan. Jai jaha paye taha kare premadan. The characteristics of Krishna are understood to be a storehouse of transcendental love. Although that storehouse of love certainly came with Krishna when he was present, it was sealed. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with his associates with the Panchatattva, they broke the seal and plundered the storehouse to taste transcendental love of Krishna. The more they tasted it, the more their thirst for it grew. All these things are there. I want to find that verse. Nobody is able to find it. Okay. Somebody has to help me with this. Okay, I can't go on with this because I have to go and finish this class. If you find it, otherwise, too bad. So Lord Nityananda, the proprietor of the market, seeing all the devotees become attracted, is selling them the holy name after bargaining with them. Okay? So this is all happening in the marketplace. Jadi naam kinbe bhai, amar sange chalo maha janer ka che jai. Now, if kinbe will purchase maha janer ka che, I am going. Okay, now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, why is he promoting Nityananda's marketplace of the holy name? Why? Namer Hat. Why? Because he himself is an agent, middleman. So he has a bias. So a devotee has a bias. This is all spiritual bias, of course. So why is he promoting Nityananda? Because he will get commission if somebody goes to him on his recommendation. He's saying, oh brother, if you want to buy the holy name, then go with me. We must go to the presence of that great soul Nityananda. Go with me. Why? Tumi kinbe Krishna naam dasturi loibo ami purna habe kam. Tumi kinbe Krishna. You will buy the Krishna naam. Dasturi loibo ami. Dasturi means a commission I will get. And purna habe kam. Both our desires will be fulfilled. You happy, I happy. Win-win situation. So you will buy the name of Krishna, I will take my commission, and all our desires will be fulfilled. So this looks like a business transaction, right? But what is the commission that this agent will get? The happiness to see other person take to Harinam. That is his commission. But he's made it sound like a business. If you're not interested in charity, okay, here is business proposal for you. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And there will be unlimited numbers of agents like this. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is one of them. So Prabhupada, you see how many huge agent of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He made so many people. And he's still making. So, you see, agent. So like that, there are so many agents everywhere. The parampara, we are actually reading about the tree, Chaitanya tree, all the branches of the tree of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So all of them are agents of the Supreme Lord, and they will get their commission, and everybody is fulfilled, happy. Boro Dayal Nityananda Shraddha Matra Loyadeyan Paramananda. Shraddha Matra, only your faith takes in exchange. Lord Nityananda is greatly merciful. Taking only one's faith, he gives the highest ecstasy. He will take the faith. Okay, good, you have faith. Okay, here, take highest ecstasy. Cheap sale, very, very, clearance sale. So when the person doesn't understand the value, what to do? Don't recover the losses at least. How can I take back all this treasure back? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, it's a pity that we can't find that verse until now. So, next, एक बार देख ले चक्षे जाल गौर बोले निताय देन सकल संभाल. You see, एक बार means just once. देख ले, upon seeing चक्षे जल, waters in the eyes, tears. Gaura bole, while chanting the name of Gaura. If anybody chants the name of Gaura and tears are coming from his eyes, he knows this person is fully with faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's it. Nitai den sakala sambal, support and supply of spiritual riches. Nityananda will give you all mercy, all here, take, huge quantity, take. You are paying some extraordinary price here. I will give you more and more. Free gift for you, more. Support and supply of spiritual riches. What is spiritual riches? Ecstasy of chanting. So if Nitai sees only once tears in the eyes while chanting the name Gaura, then he gives all resources to that person. Then Shuddha Krishna Shiksha Jati Dhana Vidya Bala Nakoreya Peksha. Shuddha Krishna Shiksha, the pure teachings of Lord Krishna, Jati Dhana Vidya Bala Nakoreya Peksha. He gives the pure teachings of Krishna to everyone and does not care for one's birth, wealth, knowledge and strength. So all kinds of discrimination are shunned by Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all kinds of associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So here we are against this division, discrimination of so-called caste system and everything. Against. Because Kalau Sudra Sambhava, everybody is Sudra here. There's no point discriminate, oh here is a Brahmana, here is a... No, everybody is Sudra. And it doesn't matter actually, even if they are actually qualified Brahmanas or actually Shudra. Everybody is a spirit soul and everybody is entitled to receive the love of Krishna. See? So he gives the pure teachings of Krishna to everyone and does not care for one's birth, wealth, knowledge and strength. Jati, dhana, vidya, bala, nakoreya peksha. So he doesn't care what is the background. Oh, your higher birth or wealth. Because Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shribhir, these are the things which are considered results of pious act. Oh, pious people must get it. No. Doesn't matter at all. All these, in other words, these qualifications are useless. Actually, in the Kunti Devi's verse, this is very nicely explained in the purport also. 1826. Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll read the purport also. So, Janmaishwarya Shrutashri Bhiredhamana Madah Puman Naivarhatya Abhidhatum Vaitvam Akinchana Gocharam. My Lord, your Lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling. Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shribhir. Now, in the purport, you see, being materially advanced means taking birth in an aristocratic family and possessing great wealth and education and attractive personal beauty. All materialistic men are mad after possessing all these material opulences, and this is known as the advancement of material civilization. But the result is that by possessing all these material assets, one becomes artificially puffed up, intoxicated by such temporary possessions. Consequently, such materially puffed up persons are incapable of uttering the holy name of the Lord by addressing Him feelingly. How? Oh Govinda, oh Krishna. They cannot address him feelingly. They address him just, they don't have that much feeling, they don't have that much surrender, they don't have commitment, nothing. It is said in the Shastras that by once uttering the holy name of the Lord, the sinner gets rid of a quantity of sins that he is unable to commit. Patakam pataki naraha. You know this verse? We'll go there and come back here. Smriti Shastra, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is quoting. This is in the purport of 627 Bhagavatam. Namno hi yavati shakti papa nirharane hare tavat kartum na shaknoti patakam pataki naraha. Simply by chanting one holy name of Hari, a sinful man can counteract the reactions to more sins than he is able to commit. Brihad Vishnu Puran. So, that is explained here. Such is the power of uttering the holy name of the Lord. There is not the least exaggeration in this statement. There is no exaggeration. Actually, the Lord's holy name has such powerful potency. But there is a quality to such utterances also. It depends on the quality of feeling. Shraddha matra. So, Shraddha mulya. Suddhanam. So, according to one's faith, that much pure one's chanting will be. Holy name is always powerful, but only how much sincerity we take it up with. So, but there is a quality to such utterances also. It depends on the quality of feeling. A helpless man, this is the thing, a helpless man can feelingly utter the holy name of the Lord, whereas a man who utters the same holy name in great material satisfaction cannot be so sincere. A materially puffed up person may utter the holy name of the Lord occasionally, but he is incapable of uttering the name in quality. Therefore, the four principles of material advancement, namely high parentage, good wealth, high education, and attractive beauty, are, so to speak, disqualifications for progress in the path of spiritual advancement. The material covering of the pure spirit soul is an external feature, as much as fever is an external feature of the unhealthy body. The very fact that we have this body, it is an infection on the soul. This body is an infection on the soul. Now, we may think that this body is beautiful, but you have a beautiful infection, that's all. So, it is an infection, nevertheless. Aristocratic infection. If you are born in an aristocratic family, aristocratic infection, beautiful infection, intelligent infection, Shruta, intelligence, wealthy infection. What kind of nonsense is this? So, it is an infection, right? But we get so enamored by these external features that we don't see it as infection in the first place. So here, it is rightly said here, the material covering of the pure spirit soul is an external feature, as much as fever is an external feature of the unhealthy body. The general process is to decrease the degree of the fever and not to aggravate it by maltreatment. Sometimes it is seen that spiritually advanced persons become materially impoverished. And this is no discouragement. On the other hand, such impoverishment is a good sign, as much as the falling of temperature is a good sign. So the more wealth, the more Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shribhir we have, the more the temperature is increasing, the material fever is increasing only. But when it is, it reduces, it is actually a reduction of the high temperature, then we can come to the proper. Because when we are high temperature, when our bodily mental condition is not all right, we can't concentrate, focus on anything. Similarly, we can't focus on Krishna if our fever is so high. If our Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shribhir, all these are too high, then we can't focus on Krishna. It is too much of a distraction. That's what is the problem in the heavenly planets. And the heavenly denizens, they are saying that this is our problem. We are too much attracted. You see? Kim dushkarairnah kratubhistapavratayir danadibhirva dyujayena phalguna nayatra narayana न यत्र नारायण पाद पंकज स्मृति प्रमुष्टातिशयेन्द्रियोत्सवात्. Indriya Utsavat. You see, this is what is there in the heavenly planets. Indriya Utsava. Festival for the senses, but in the material way. There is another Utsava which happens in the spiritual world with Krishna. That is real Utsava. We will go to that. But you see, Indriya Utsavat, Atishaya, Pramushta, lost. We are lost. You see here, the demigods continue after performing the very difficult tasks of executing Vedic ritualistic sacrifices, undergoing austerities, observing vows, and giving charity. That means what? What is this? Yajna, Tapa, Vrata, and Dana. All these things, by performing all these pious activities, we have achieved this position as inhabitants of the heavenly planets. But what is the value of this achievement? Here we are certainly very engaged in material sense gratification, and therefore we can hardly remember the lotus feet of Lord Narayana. Indeed, because of our excessive sense gratification, we have almost forgotten his lotus feet. Whereas the other I think it's this verse 24:65, right? Nityotsavam. This is another Utsava. There's now Indriya Utsava. Here Nityotsava. Yasyananam makara kundala charu karna bhrajat kapola subhagam savilasa hasam nityotsavam na tatrapur drishibhi pibantyo naryo narascha mudita kupita nimescha. Krishna's face is decorated with ornaments such as earrings resembling sharks. His ears are beautiful, his cheeks brilliant, and his smiling attractive to everyone. Whoever sees Lord Krishna sees a festival. Actually, there's an understatement. Nityotsavam. Nitya Utsavam. Unending festival. Akhandotsavam. Whoever sees Lord Krishna sees a festival. Eternal festival. His face and body are fully satisfying for everyone to see, but the devotees are angry at the Creator for the disturbance caused by the momentary blinking of their eyes. So this much, the festival, the real festival. But you see the demigods, when they have this kind of excessive sense gratification, they cannot, offer the prayers with feeling. So therefore, sometimes it is seen that spiritually advanced persons become materially impoverished. This is no discouragement. On the other hand, such impoverishment is a good sign as much as the falling of temperature is a good sign. The principle of life should be to decrease the degree of material intoxication, which leads one to be more and more illusioned about the aim of life. Grossly illusioned persons are quite unfit for entrance into the kingdom of God. Still, you all haven't found the verse of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, how can I take all this back? How can I go back with... It's a pity we can't find that. Amani chhade maya jal, amani chhade maya jal, grahe thako, vane thako, na thake janjal. Amani, spontaneously chhade, rejecting maya jal, the networks of maya's traps. Grahe thako, just remain at home as a householder. Bane thako, or just remain in the forest as a renunciate. Na thake janjal, does not exist. Troubles don't exist anymore. Now, giving up the illusory snare of Maya, either remain in household life or in the forest as a sannyasi, for no more troubles remain. No more troubles remain. All troubles are finished. Usually, a product is to solve a problem, right? When you're doing business, whether you're offering a service or whether you're offering a product, your product has to solve some problem of the customer. then it will be an effective product. Okay, somebody found it. CC Madhyalila 17144. Okay, we'll go there. Wow, thank you. Let's see. So, usually it has to solve a problem. But here, now, he is saying, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, once you take this, all problems are solved. The root of all problems is uprooted. This must be the greatest product, right? This is the greatest product, which solves all problems in one go. One product solving all problems. Now, when you want to go fast, okay, you have to buy a car, or even faster, aeroplane. Every product is solving some issue, some problem. And in the meantime, the one who is making the product, or the one who came up with the idea, or the one who are engaged in a manufacturing process of the product, everybody is benefited with jobs. So spiritual, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Bharata Bhumita Manusya Janma Hoilo Jar, Janma Sartha Kore Karo Paropakar. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us jobs, job placement for Indians. What is that? Bharata Bhumite Manusya Janma Hoilo Jar, especially Indians. Of course, it's open to everyone. Janma Sartha Kore Karo Paropakar. Make your life successful with Krishna consciousness and help others. This is job. So this enterprise, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's enterprise, the Sankirtan movement is his enterprise. And he is employing as many people as possible. Not that he cannot do it all alone, but by just becoming an agent or an employee in his enterprise, we will get our due commission, our due salary. What is our salary? Either it's commission or salary. You see here. Whichever way you take it. See CC Antya 2037. प्रेम धन विना व्यर्थ दरिद्र जीवन दास करी वेतन मोरे देह प्रेम धन. Vetan means salary. Without love of Godhead, my life is useless. Therefore, I pray that you accept me as your servant and give me the salary of ecstatic love of God. Dasturi. In Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying Dasturi, my commission. Here he is saying Vetana. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is saying Vetana, my salary. So, either way you take it. Either you serve Krishna or you distribute his mercy to others, you are going to get rich in Krishna consciousness. So, in fact, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur poetized this, whatever, how you call it, poetized this verse in English. He said, life without love is poor and useless, they say. O Lord, employ me in thy service with love as my pay. He said that in English. So, he poeticized this. So, if he paid attention to this and poeticized this in English, how much important this is, right? So this is the employment, this is the business that we want to do. We want to become businessmen, we want to become employees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's enterprise. And Nityananda Prabhu is a huge, distributor, and we can be commissioners, agents, and taking our due commission. You see? And everybody is happy. The more people take to Krishna consciousness, the more the preacher becomes even more ecstatic. More he gets commission. So we should be really, it's like a businessman, he is always interested. Oh wow, this is a very lucrative business. He goes into it. So similarly, this is lucrative. This is actually lucrative. It's like a business proposal, perfect business proposal. So, Brajageshwar Prabhu has found it out. CC Madhya 17.144 and 145. So, let's go there. Well, that was a good find, because I am not able to find it. So, here we go. I think this is where. देह देहिर नाम नामीर कृष्ण नाहि भेद, जीवर धर्म नाम देह स्वरूप विभेद, स्वरूपे विभेद. Okay, so anyway, 144. You see, so 17.143. अतएव कृष्ण नाम न ऐसे तार मुखे, मायावादी गण जाते महाबहिर्मुखे. Because the Mayavadis are great offenders and atheistic philosophers, the holy name of Krishna does not come from their mouths. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, भावकाली वेचिते आम्ही आयला काशीपुरे, ग्राहक नाही नाविकाय लया जाबो घरे. I have come here to sell my emotional ecstatic sentiments in this city of Kashi, but I cannot find any customers. If they are not sold, I must take them back home. Then, भारी बोझा लोया आयला केमने लोया जाबो, अल्प स्वल्प मूल्य पाइले एथाय वेचिबो. I have brought a heavy load to sell in this city. To take it back again is a very difficult job. Therefore, if I get but a fraction of the price, I shall sell it here in the city of Kasi. I will sell it. Very nice. I mean, this shows the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. भारी बोझा लोया आयला केमोने लोया जाबो, अल्प स्वल्प मूल्य पाइले एथाय वेचिबो. Bechibo means sell. So heavy load, so much stock I have brought. How shall I take back? I have to take back, but how can I take back? Shraddha mulya shuddhanam se hate the bikaye. So now this product will solve all your problems once and for all. That's it. आरनाई को कलिर भय आचंडले देन नाम निताय दयामय. Okay, this is quite easy to understand. There is no more fear of the age of Kali. The merciful Nityananda gives the holy name to even the Chandalas. Whatever is the qualification, I'll just give. Whatever. भक्ति विनोद डाकी कॉय निताय चरण बिना आर नाही आश्रय. Bhakti Vinod, the author, loudly calling out. Bhakti Vinod calls out loudly. Except for the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, there is no other shelter. So in this way, this whole song is constructed, written down in a very, very creative way and in a very amusing way, and it just shows the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu and all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So very nice. These verses are very nice. Madhya Lila 17, 144 and 145. So in this way, we can understand this beautiful song, and wherever we are opening our ISKM centers, they are all Namer Hut. They are all marketplaces of the holy name. So we have to distribute. So we have to be agents and we get the commission. Everything is a huge business enterprise. And it's a spiritual business. And in the spiritual business, there is spiritual exploitation. So in any business, there is exploitation, right? So you exploit the resources of any thing. So there is a nice, I don't know how to find that. There is a letter or an essay. Yeah, there is an essay in the Back to Godhead magazine, very early, I think 1944, 1945. One of the beginning issues of the Back to Godhead magazine by Srila Prabhupada. And he wrote a very beautiful piece there in one article. He said, the Britishers have come to India to loot the country. They have taken such immense wealth from the country. They exploited the country, they exploited the people for 200 years or even more. But they forgot the most important, the most valuable commodity of India, Krishna consciousness. They forgot to take that. Then he said, I invite the Britishers and everyone to come again to India and exploit this time the spiritual resources of India. Spiritually exploit India and take back this real wealth. I invite them. Very beautifully written by Prabhupada. So he's saying, come and again plunder India and exploit India spiritually. Take back all this wealth. What is the use of your Kohinoor diamond you took? What is the use? You take this diamond. You can't even find the value. But because they are materialists, they hold no value of Krishna consciousness. But that is the desire of a preacher. The materialists are not interested in this commodity, on this valuable commodity. And although marketplaces of this commodity are opening, they are not interested. So a preacher's job is to convince the materialist that this is the most valuable commodity. This is the most valuable commodity. So that he has to make them understand. That is the whole. So to convince them. So that is the whole program. Our whole program is this. It's a spiritual business, and we all have to get employed in this enterprise of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. All right. So somebody is asking this. Shubham Bharat Shukla is asking 6:11:27. So this is a very important verse by Vritrasura. He's asking, is there any verse like 6:11:27, Prabhuji? I hope you have heard the class though, because it's a very important class. Mamottama shloka janeshu sakhyam samsara chakre bhramata svakarmabhi tvanmayayatmatmajadara geheshu asakta chittasya nanatha bhuyat. O my Lord, my Master, I am wandering throughout this material world as a result of my fruitive activities. Therefore, I simply seek friendship in the association of your pious and enlightened devotees. My attachment to my body, wife, children, and home is continuing by the spell of your external energy, but I wish to be attached to them no longer. Let my mind, my consciousness, and everything I have be attached only to you. So, yeah, there are verses like this. Kunti Devi is saying, Tvayi menanya vishaya matir madhupate sakrit rati mudvahata adadha gangevaugham mudanvati. What is that? The other one. 42. No, 41. अथ विश्वेश विश्वात्मन् विश्वमूर्ते स्वकेषु मे स्नेहपाशमिमं छिन्दि दृढं पाण्डुषु वृष्णिषु. Soul of the universe, personality of the form of the universe, O Lord of the universe, please therefore sever my tie of affection for my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. So, cut my affection for all of my family members and let my thoughts forever flow towards the lotus feet, just like Ganga flows to the ocean. And of course, Vritrasura was, desiring the association of devotees. Of course, there are many other verses also. All pure devotees pray the same way. And more importantly, they also preach on the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and give it to others. Alright, so thank you very much. I think that will be the end of the session. I don't think there are any other questions here. Alright, thank you all very much. Jai Nityananda Ram ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Rohit Singh is saying, please forgive me Prabhu even once. I don't know where you offended me, why do you think I feel that I am offended? I don't know. You just attend the classes and chant Hare Krishna, no? Okay, Hare Krishna.